Stranger Stories.
This happened 10 years ago. I was just 9 years old at the time. We were renting a pretty big house back then, right on the beach. The house had 3 stories. At the bottom it was the 4 garages, the offices, a flatlet, the front door, and also an elevator that went up all the way to the 3rd floor. On the 2nd floor it was the kitchen, laundry room, TV room, family bathroom, massive dining and living room with a beautiful 180-degree view of the sea. Then on the 3rd floor it was 4 bedrooms, 2 with en-suites and another bathroom, and this awesome gaming room with a swimming pool. I absolutely loved living there, even if the house did not belong to us. I was only 9 years old and did not fully comprehend the concept of renting and owning. I was home alone one night. I had a competition in the day and did not hydrate properly, so I had a pretty bad headache. I did not want my parents and sister to cancel their plans, so they still went out for dinner. I decided to listen to some music, but when that got too bad, I put out all the lights and climbed into bed, hoping that when I woke up, I would feel all better. That was not the case though. I woke up suddenly. What would have woke me up, I thought to myself. Figuring it was nothing, I tried to go back to sleep. A massive banging noise came from downstairs before I could though. I could immediately tell it came from the front door. Angry screaming ensued. It sounded like 2 men trying to break into the front door. They were screaming to be let in, but something was off about their voices. I could not figure out what though. Why they were screaming was something else confused me. Surely if you are going to break in, you'd be trying to stay as quiet as possible. I looked for my phone. I was tempted to call the police, but realized it was no use, as the station was very far away and they were awful. It was a small town and nothing ever happened, so the officers were never ready for in case something does. Instead, I called my dad, trying my best to stay calm so he could understand everything. Luckily he did, and said they were on their way. Next to the steps there was a massive gate, so no one could get up there, so I did not worry too much, but I was 9 years old and was still pretty traumatic. I screamed when I heard the door give way. I rushed to the gate to make sure it was locked, and thank goodness it was. I went to sit in my bedroom doorway, pretty much out of sight, but I still wanted to hear when my dad came. I then heard the elevator door open on the ground floor. It then hit me. They can come up the elevator and then they don't have to get through the gate. I had no idea where the key was to lock the elevator, and since it was already open, it meant it was too late. I ran towards the pool table and jumped under it. The elevator door then opened and the 2 guys got out. They were slurring over their words and I could not make everything out. They were talking about how this was a bad hotel and how they just wanted to find their room. I stayed hidden even when I heard the door close. I kept waiting for my dad to come. I was also really hoping he would bring the security guards to patrol the estate along. Although I thought they were pretty rubbish too, as I did not hear those 2 guys. Luckily my dad did just that. It was only a few minutes later that my dad and the security guards arrived. I slid out under the pool table and told them where the 2 guys were. It turns out the 2 guys were not thieves at all. They were just really drunk and lost. They were staying at a hotel next to our house and simply knocked on the wrong door. It still kinda makes me scared, thinking that if they were so drunk and if they had found me, they could have done horrible things if they had ill intentions.